A brand new retaining pond built with a spillway pointed right at homes. Neighbors tell 5 on Your Side that's one of several concerns they have with stormwater runoff from a new development.
WRL's Keely Arthur shows us what has them worried.
Brian Luter fears one big storm is all it would take for this retaining pond to unleash catastrophe on his home.
I mean, to me, it feels like they've built a gun pointing directly at us. And if it is ever used, it would really be bad.
Catastrophic.
Catastrophic, sure.
Luter's home in the Nichols Landing subdivision has stood since 2001. MI Homes' North Ridge Point community behind him is brand new and required a retaining pond. What wasn't required was the spillway pointed at his house. Nichols Landing HOA president Jim Coleman explained the concern.
The potential problem is that spillway right there that in the event of a big 100-year storm, like maybe what happened up in the mountains of North Carolina, could clog up the overflow and then go over the spillway and go right in the back of Brian's house and the house next to him.
Other Nichols Landing neighbors are seeing different water flow problems that they say never happened before North Ridge Point was built.
Whenever we have a big rainstorm, we get water runoff from the property down into a neighbor's backyard and side and flooding.
5 on Your Side wanted to know why point this spillway at neighbors' homes and if MI would do anything about the water runoff problems. We called and emailed multiple times, and when we didn't get a response, we went to MI Homes offices. An area president took our producer's information and said the company's attorney would be in touch. That was 24 days ago, but we still have not gotten any response.
We met with the city to go over all this, and the city was very forthcoming and making sure that everything was correct.
I'm sympathetic to their concerns.
Wayne Miles is the Raleigh Stormwater Program Manager. He explained that the water runoff issues don't break any city regulations.
Our regulations regulate that impervious or built upon area. That's the part of the development that needs to go to a stormwater pond. There may be some areas, and I think this development is an example of that doesn't have the built upon area. This may be just sloped a little bit differently. That does direct flow in a slightly different direction. And that's really considered somewhat incidental by our regulations.
As for the spillway, after neighbors complained, North Carolina DEQ inspected it and determined the damage risk to surrounding homes is minimal.
Has MI Homes done anything wrong here?
They have followed the city's regulations.
Still, Luter has a hard time believing this doesn't put him at risk.
You don't know if it's during a large storm. You go to bed, you don't know whether this is going to be impacting your house and your family.
This spillway is technically a dam, and NCDEQ inspects and approves dams, but this one does not fall under their jurisdiction because of how small it is. The city of Raleigh says it actually wasn't even necessary for the developer to have a spillway on this pond at all, but because it is there, the North Ridge Point HOA says it will have to get it inspected every year to make sure it's functioning correctly. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side. Your standard homeowner's insurance does not cover floods. If you find yourself in this situation and you want the additional peace of mind, you can purchase flood coverage.